So we are starting with Alex today.
Hello, my name is Alexandra Kibibatu, and I'll be showing my second Discret video for IDET 5303. And I'm going to start by showing my storyboard, which I did on the health benefits of relaxing in nature. So this is my storyboard. I have a total of 4 slides, which include the introductory slide and 2 content modules here with everything, including the animation, audio script, slide text, development notes, and the knowledge check. So let me go ahead and show the actual module. Now, I wound up using Storyline for this demo, this module. And I used Premiere to edit the video. I used Audition to edit the audio. And I used Photoshop to edit the graphics or the images. So here is the it's going to be a microlearning virtual reality demo. So there will be a virtual reality element in it, but that'll be for the final project. So I have 3 animated slides here. Here's the beginning of the home. This is not the animated one, but here's the first one. It's got the audio and visual video elements. Here's the second one. And then we have the third one with some animation on it as well. It's the knowledge check. So just wanted to share that, and I'll have links for this in my Desperate posting, so you can review. Thank you.
All right. So I really liked your avatars. How did you make those? Or where did you get those?
I used a software called Vyond. So it's quickly becoming an industry standard in instructional development to create animated videos. So I use that for work. So and I have a license for it. So I just used it.
And what's it called again?
Vyond.
Vyond?
Vyond.
See, I saw something like that today. I was actually looking around and I saw PowerTune.
Yeah, there's that one. Toonly is another one.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. So what I like about it is that you're able to sync the voice to the mouth of the little avatars in the character.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah. Let me see. Let me go back.
If you go back to where I have this link, the actual demos there, so you can go back and forth in the slides if you want it.
Oh, like on the actual right here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you.
No worries. So you can just X that at the bottom if you want.
Hello, my name is Teresa, and I will be your guide
Okay, that's cool.
today. Did you know that spending time...
Oh, you did the audio yourself too?
I did.
That's cool.
I hate my voice, but I had to do it.
I feel the same way when I record. Okay.
I like the visuals on it. It looks really nice. It came out like it looks really real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the image, the natural image from the Adobe stock photos. And it looks really like nice. Yeah, like you have a camera and like you're actually there kind of, because I have the camera movement that I use in Vyond to kind of move the camera. So it'll like kind of like you're panning or something.
Okay, cool.
What is the name of the audio that you're using?
Well, I use Premiere to edit the audio.
To edit the audio.
Adobe Premiere, yeah. I'm sorry, Audition. Premiere is the video one. Audition is the audio editor.
Okay. So what are your ideas? Like, where are you going with this project?
So what's so these are just like the introductory slides, right? And then
Mhm.
after this, I'm gonna have a virtual reality component. And I'm gonna use Storyline for that. So I'm gonna have a 360 image where you can pan, it won't be a 2D image like this. But you can pan back, front, up and down. And I'm gonna have like little hotspots where you can click for more information on things that you can do in nature, or how nature can help you by spending more time outside, right? So
Okay.
that's going to be at the end after that knowledge check is done. But I haven't built it yet. But I did purchase, I actually bought the image to be able to do that. It cost me $25. I'm like, well, I can use it for other stuff too. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So you're going to do, so it's gonna be like a VR and they're gonna be able to go from point to point.
Yeah.
And
So
what are like the different points that?
yeah, so I'm going to create hotspots within the video, within the 360 image. And when they click it, um, they're gonna see more information. Like it'll pop up with more information.
Mhm.
Or I'll embed a video in there. So when they click it, the a video will pop up if I can find
Okay.
something, you know.
Yeah, I think I know like in the book it talked about doing like a graphic and then having like the audio talk about the graphic. So I think that's a good idea. So doing the video would be a good idea. Or even just, having the area and then like an icon or something pops up and, talks about that area and the different things that they could do.
Yeah.
That's really cool. That's a good
Yeah,
idea.
thanks. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I decided to do this topic because um like giving them an immersive experience through a virtual reality 360 image will kind of simulate what it is that we're talking about, right?
Mhm.
So I have like I don't know, you can't really hear it, but I have like the actual sounds of nature, right? I have
I heard
the
it, yeah.
birds in the background and
Birds.
the water and all that. So I mean,
Yeah. I mean, it makes you feel like you're actually there. So I can imagine like the VR going like watching it go through and kind of like at this point you hear these noises, this is what you would see, this is what you could do. And then another point, maybe some other noises like away from the water. Like, yeah, that's really, I think it's gonna be good.
yeah,
I'm
thank you.
excited to see it.
In addition to Dr. Berman's study, Matthew White of
I like how she kind of just flies in. That's cool. I'm like still trying to figure out animations. So like seeing that, I'm like, how can I do that? You'll see my person in a minute. I'm like, I need to figure out how to do an avatar myself. All right. Okay, and you can hide the notes. That's cool. So they can read it if they want. They don't have to. They can play the
University Center.
audio. And is what she's saying exactly what's over here on the left side?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's that 508 compliance component.
So that's kind of like your closed captioning kind of thing.
Yeah,
For
it
this
has
and-
closed captioning in it, but it's a bugger to
it?
do.
Oh, you're talking about like storyline in general?
Yeah, no, the closed captioning. To do the closed captions in Storyline is a bugger. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
same with Captivate. I noticed that. I was like, I have to go type all those in.
I know, and time it just right. Like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh. So I'm like, just put it in the notes. We do that for USAA. So, it's people, it's a good,
That's cool.
workaround.
All right. Do y'all have anything else to say, Crystal and Sandra?
No, I
I'm
think it's
very
coming along-
impressed.
Yes, it's coming along very well.
Yeah, it's really good.
I like the sound effects and the pictures and the way it flows, the way she flows from area to area. It's cute.
Yeah, it is. It's good imagination there.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, I'm embarrassed to show mine now.
We're all learning. We're
Yeah,
all
we're
learning.
all learning.
All right, so then we can look at Sandra's.
This is one of my screens that I created in Adobe Captivate. It's true, false questions. I was able to create this in.
I'm not sure what happened. Are you able to hear it?
From off of Google. It's a free image I was able to place on here. Again, with the lady from Assets in Adobe Captivate. She's going to be used throughout my presentation. This is one of my.
All right. It might have muted because I muted myself. That's
Okay.
probably what happened.
Yeah,
But you guys saw what it was.
yeah, I showed those three, just those three slides. I tried to use an avatar, but I never could find one that was the whole body. And so I just decided to use her instead. And I guess I'm gonna try to animate her. If I can figure out how to do it in Captivate, but this is the beginning of, this is kind of the beginning of my presentation.
Well, I liked your avatar or your person because I couldn't choose one. So that's good. Where
Screen.
do you see this going? What do you see yourself doing next? As far as like, how is this going to progress?
Let me show you my screen and
for it.
and I'll kind of show you what I've been working on.
I just want to add to that. I really like the human looking avatar a whole lot. Me personally, I prefer the human.
You
looking
do?
like the actual person. Yeah.
Mhm.
And yeah, I think
I-
that's great.
Am I able to share now?
Yes, I just stopped, so you should be able to share.
Okay. Excellent. I've been working on, I don't know where it went. Uh-huh. Are you able to see my screen?
No, not yet. You
Not
have to
yet.
do the share screen at the bottom.
Yeah, I did it. It says host disabled participant screen sharing.
Oh, great. Hold on. There you go.
Okay. I kind of have been putting it, you know, of my kind of my storyboard here, kind of I've been putting it out like this, but actually I've been working with it a lot in Captivate, and I want to show you that real quick, what I've been working on so far. And I pulled up this timeline because we were talking about that. So I actually have 5 different areas I'm going to talk about. And each one will have some reference to it, like this one has the understanding workplace. I'm going to audio, I'm going to speak this, but I'm going to pretend like it's her talking. And then I've got a video here for the second one. And this will be for that first section, the first module of it. And see if you notice it says there's 5 different things. So she's got the number 1, and then it goes on and does 2, 3, 4, and 5. So here she is on the fifth one. And then it's gonna
Uh,
go after
Are you
that.
showing us your Captivate, or are you?
I got this in Captivate,
Oh,
actually.
we can't see it. We can't see it. We're only seeing the PowerPoint right now.
Oh, okay.
So hit stop share and then share again.
Okay, sorry.
You're fine.
Now can you see it?
Not yet.
Still can't see it. Okay. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay. So basically, my thought process was to take these, I've got 5 different content areas. So I'm assuming I'm gonna have the whole module, but then I'm gonna have 5 different sections in it. And so I've kind of put the first one together. And see, and I'm trying to have her character match what we're talking about on the screen. In other words, she wouldn't want to be smiling talking about this.
Yeah.
And then she's giving you the 5 things we're going to talk about. And as I was saying, there's 5 different points in this. So she has, and I found this in assets. You know, she's got the first finger up, and then the second, third, goes on to the 5th. So she's got the 5th up, and she's going to be the one narrating it. And I think that probably is a good way to do it, to keep the attention. This should be probably for adults. I would imagine this would be adults watching this. And then I'm still working on the true false to make it look nice. I'm not real crazy about this gray, but that's something I want to work on. And so then I'm going to just take this same process that I did here and do this again for the second, the third, and the fourth part, these 4 different sections. And I would like to link these, like you were talking about, Lynette.
I was
You
just
can
about to
link
mention
yours.
that, linking it so that they can click on it and it takes them to it.
Yeah,
And the
that's
next
what I
one, it
want to
takes them-
do, is try to get
just
that.
making buttons.
Yeah, work that into this also. So that's where I'm at. I've kind of got the first part done. I need to work on the animation, obviously. And I had been doing some, just kind of playing with this, and I actually did a screen where I changed the color of her shirt to a different color. So I'm kind of
Wow.
learning how to use it. And I'm beginning, I'm not comfortable with it, but I'm figuring it out.
Yeah. Well, it looks really good. I like the idea of the workplace bullying. And then I also think, doing the linking would be really good and helpful because it could always take them back to that page and then they click on the next one. And
Right.
back, and then at the end, it would just take them directly to that true and false. Or even doing those, are you going to do those true and falses like after each section?
Yeah, after each
Yeah.
section.
Okay. Yeah. So doing the
But
learning. path
another
after each-
thought, if I can get it to work right, is to have it, was I was watching one of those videos in LinkedIn that he had a little review video that they could go back and look to review. So I thought maybe I could do that if they can't really answer the question. They don't know, they could go back to the particular slide and look at it.
That'd be a good idea.
Yeah.
I would like it if I didn't know, to be able to go back and watch a review video instead of having to go back and read every single slide. I
Yeah.
know that when I did like the teacher learning, all the we used EduHero. And so doing all of those, they didn't really offer you a video to review. And so you'd have to go back and read each one until you figured out what you were missing. So that's nice. And I like that you break it up, and so that you have like the one part and then the knowledge check and then another part and a knowledge check. That's
Yeah, and I'm
Okay.
not gonna make it, I'm not, obviously we don't have enough time, but I'm gonna make it where I can expand on it if I needed,
Yeah.
wanted to or needed to.
You
It'll be
know,
a finished project, but it won't be a large, it'll be, it would fit the purpose, but I could probably add more things into it.
Mhm. I know that like in the book, it talks about, not using as much text and, using audio to
Yeah.
explain things. So maybe cutting down a little bit on the text and actually just you reading it and it explaining like the picture, what's going on. You're
Okay.
feeling bullied at work and you're looking for answers. I know what you're going through. It's hard. I've been there. And just kind of, recording that.
Kind of
instead of
recording
having
it
on there.
instead.
Mhm.
Put it.
And then
put
you could
this-
take
I have
that.
notes here.
You,
I
they,
could
they,
do
you could
that.
use it as closed captioning. So you could
Okay.
take that and put it in the closed captioning, and then that'll show if they use the closed captioning.
Okay.
But
And
that's
they
good to
closed
have figured
captioned
out.
in this that we can
Mhm.
use. Okay.
Yeah, if you, how did I do it? I think if you pull the timeline up, maybe, or
It doesn't let me. Okay, here we go.
no, it wasn't that. Maybe an audio, like if you go to audio at the top. I know it's either an audio or the record, I believe. But there's somewhere in there that you can paste the stuff and either do it as a text to speech, because I played around with text to speech, but it was very
Okay.
monotone and just like you're feeling bullied at work.
Yeah, I don't
and
want to do
you're-
that.
No.
Yeah.
So, but there's something there that is closed
The
captioning.
closed caption. I think that's great. And I'll figure it out. If not, I'll be calling you.
All right.
But anyway, that's where I'm at. Mine, I'm very, very fundamental, basic. I'm trying to learn it all. So hopefully, in a year's time, I'll be doing a whole lot better at this.
I think you're doing great. All right. Um, okay. And then I will show you guys mine.
Hi everyone, this is Lynette Solis. Welcome to my Desk Crit 2. This week we focused a lot on audio and recording. So I spent some time in Captivate and I played around a little bit with text to speech and with actual recording. I did realize that I didn't like the text to speech very much. So I ended up going with audio recording and using my own voice to record. One of the only things that bothered me about recording in Captivate was the fact that it didn't automatically offer closed captioning, meaning that if you're going to use it, it's recommended that you write out a script first and then read from that script, just so that way you can have that closed captioning added easily, and it compares to your actual voiceover or audio recording. So I actually have recordings on all of my slides, but we're gonna go with this first one. I did focus a lot on the nice, friendly voiceover, just because I know that this is something that the readings really focused on, and making it appealing to our learners. So here's going to be the first one. Welcome to Driscoll Health Plan's training on the state fair hearing and external medical review process. And then I have this visual, but I did again read that when we have our visuals, having the visual plus the words can kind of create an overload, and looking at the slide, it does. I know I was planning on using pictures, and the pictures had the text in it as well. So that was also a no-no with our readings. So I'm going to go back and fix that and create visuals and use the narration of those visuals to help explain the process. So here's the audio recorded for this one. How the state fair hearing process begins. The DHP internal review appeals process is completed and the member has exhausted all internal appeals. The member is then notified of the decision and their right to a state fair hearing with the option for ENR. The member has 120 days to send in the request for state fair hearing by mail, fax, email, phone, or at a local HHSC office. I also have this one. Again, it has a lot of text just because this is information from the state. So it is a lot of information that employees need to know. So I'll go ahead and play this one as well. EMR decision overturned. If the decision is overturned, meaning the MCO decision was overruled, all services that are overturned or partially overturned must be in place within 72 hours of the decision. Next, we have to determine if the member or LAR wishes to proceed with a state fair hearing. This is the responsibility of the member to either withdraw or proceed. If yes, we proceed with the state fair hearing and continue with the state fair hearing as scheduled. If no, they do not wish to proceed with the state fair hearing, we provide instructions on withdrawal of the request for state fair hearing. We notify DHP staff of the decision. We document all proceedings in the member record, and we close the CRM. If withdrawal is not completed, DHP will attend the state fair hearing as scheduled. So those were some of the recordings I've done. I also took out my drag and drop because the last time I was in this, I was having issues with it recording in my quiz. So right now I just have a standard quiz with questions, and I'm going to go back in and add a drag and drop. So I actually have questions that add up to numbers for a quiz and a grade. But I'm going to go back and add drag and drop as a knowledge check and not part of my quiz. So that way it doesn't throw off the calculation for the quiz. And I've been playing around with the idea of an avatar. I have been struggling though, because I don't like any of the avatars I can find, and I don't really know how to build one. So I am going to be doing a little bit more research on that this next week and seeing if I can build one myself or if I can find something I like a little bit better. But I appreciate any feedback that you guys can provide me.
All right.
That's really cool. You did a lot of slides, a lot of audio.
Well,
and you
I
have an amazing narration voice too.
thanks. They call it my teacher voice at work.
Yeah.
I have to use this for work because we have state compliance modules that we have to send out. And so this one was a big one because we were getting kind of like an audit on it from the state. And so I had to record something. And so they gave it to me the week our class started, and I was like, well, found my project. And so I had to get it done, like that part done.
Gosh.
By this last week. And so I had to get it done because then they had to send it out to people. And so that's what got sent out, which I'm not really proud of. But I'm actually editing and fixing the things that I want it to look like, and I want it to be better. So hold on, let me.
Did you video, or I'm sorry, audio? Did you do the audio in Captivate?
I did. I recorded the
Okay.
audio in Captivate. So I'm going to turn my Surface Pro around. So, because like I said, I can't. Oh, hold on. I got to turn the background off. How do I turn the background off? Done. There we go. Okay, so it's backwards, but I found or I made one on Bitmoji
It's
just
cute.
to kind of use.
Yeah, it's
It's
cute.
cute. I like that.
So I used her.
See, that's
and then
cute. I like that.
Yeah,
There you
I
go.
took these away and I made it into this, which actually, like I said, the timeline I found out controls everything. How do I get you to move? There we go. And so if I play down here, it'll
Who is
walk through.
involved in the DHP appeals process? We have customer service representatives, member advocates, utilization management, appeals coordinators, population health, and a fair hearing coordinator.
So that's where I learned to do the animations. And I learned here that I have to have everything controlled right here on the timeline, or else it's not gonna work. And so
what do you mean by that? Well, I'm not quite understanding what you mean by.
okay, so you have your
timeline.
timeline, and if you're
Mhm.
speaking in audio, if you don't move, so like if you see here, these are all staggered
Yeah,
to appear at different times. And
Right.
so if you don't fix it here, because originally they'll start at the very beginning. Hold on, let me switch my camera around. They'll all start at the very, very beginning, and they'll only be for like a certain amount of time. And so it won't show up when you need or stay as long as you need it. So you have to adjust that little box for each. So like even like text boxes, if you want a text box to pop up at a certain time, you have to adjust it for that amount of time and place it where you want it to place with that audio.
okay.
And it like the timeline controls everything. And if you added something on there on accident and you don't notice it, it can mess up. So that's what happened with my drag and drop. I actually figured that out. Was that I didn't look at the timeline. I didn't adjust it. I had added certain things, like certain settings I had accidentally clicked that I didn't even know. And so it wasn't working. It wasn't adding up right. It was just a big mess. So I've gone back and tried to fix that too. I just made a whole new, you don't know how many times I redid this.
It looks
Looks
really
great, though.
good.
Yeah,
It looks
looks
very
great.
professional.
So that's, yeah.
So you're the lady who does my trainings at work.
Yeah.
It came out really good though. I really liked it.
Yeah, I like that avatar too. It's really
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah, it's good. And where did you find her at?
I made her in Bitmoji.
Bitmoji, okay.
You know, like the ones that people used to send on their phones, you just copy and
Yeah.
paste. Well, I would copy and paste her, or if she had like a little sign and I didn't want that sign there, I would go in and use in Canva, because I don't know how to use any other photo editor. And I would erase the background and get
Yeah.
the eraser. So that's
good.
how I made her. But I still have a lot to do, but it's better than what it was. So.
Yeah, it looks great. And
Yes.
I like the animation.
Mhm.
But now that I know that there's other places you can get avatars, I'm excited. I'm gonna look into it.
Yeah,
Cool.
I want to know how to do the avatars also. And I worked on the one that was in our lesson, but you only got a face, or I don't think we got a whole body with it.
No,
There's
I didn't, for what I needed, it was kind of, they were like pixelated almost.
Yeah, it wasn't what I was wanting,
Yeah.
I guess. So that's why I just didn't go with it.
Yeah. All right. Crystal, you want to share with your thoughts on your project or where you're kind of going with it?
Yes, so I am going to be doing a project on safety and hazards for the labs that I do, the dental labs that I do. So I'm going to, I was going to do one on mixing a particular product that we mix to take impressions. I don't know if y'all have, I'm sure y'all have seen or heard of impressions. I was going to do something like that, but then the hazard one came up and I was like, well, maybe I should just do that one. So that's what I've been thinking of doing. Mine is similar to the way Sandra's was, where I'm going to have like, you know, the module, the objective, and then I'm going to have where they can reiterate and ask them questions and make sure they're understanding and so forth. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. But now I'm thinking I could do the alginate with the little Bitmojis or the little emojis that y'all have and have her like mixing or something. So I don't
Yeah, I
know.
think that'd be really cute.
Yeah, so it's between those two. I could put like a little hat or something and have her mixing or something. So
Yeah.
those are the two ideas that I have right now. The hazard one is kind of boring. So I think the mixing one, you know, taking the impression and so forth would be a little bit cuter. So I'm gonna figure it out this weekend and work on it. So that way.
Do you
next
know
time
if
we
you
meet, I'll
want to
have some-
use Storyline or Adobe Captivate?
I have been playing with Adobe Captivate because that's the one that I had downloaded to do our last the last thing that we had, the picture thing. And but I haven't looked at the other one yet. So I've been like paying for all these things. I'm like, I don't care, I'm gonna use them sometime during this master's program. So I'm still playing with a bunch of them, but I do like the idea of y'all's emojis in your animations. So I think that'll be a lot of fun. So I'll be busy this weekend working on
Well, if
stuff.
you need anything.
But
Thank you.
Crystal, and I think this helped because you got 3 different
Yes,
versions
perspectives.
or ideas to look at.
yes, most definitely.
That you could take and, you know, merge it into what you want.
Yeah.
And I'm sure any of us, you know, if you have questions, then we're
Yes.
gonna be there to help you. So,
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So that's kind of where I'm at so far.
well, I've been where I've had to text Lynette, and finally she said, just call me.
I said I'm horrible at texting. I don't understand what you're asking me. Just call me.
Just call me. But she's helped me. She's helped me a lot. So
But all
I
3 of your
appreciate it.
projects are really, really interesting, and I kind of liked certain things from certain ones. So yes, you're right. It'll give me some perspective on how I'm gonna lay mine out and put it together. So
I really enjoy seeing other people's projects and how like it's different and you can take and grow from it. Like,
yeah,
wow, I didn't know it did that. Oh, wow, yours is really good too.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I saw like Alex's little person, one of the girls that I work with, she on her canvas, I just happened to be in it and I clicked on it the other day, and she has her avatar is so cute and the students just love it. And I'm like, how do you do that? How do you learn how to do that?
We're gonna learn. We'll learn.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic, Alex.
Mhm.
I'm so impressed. I'm embarrassed because I'm
Oh,
like,
no.
these
Oh,
people
no,
are so
ma'am.
cool.
Yours is
Not at
really
all.
good.
Oh,
I'm
Yours
learning.
looks so professional though.
It's
That's what I
it's
can say. Yours
taken-
looks very
yes,
professional.
it
yeah,
does.
I've had to
that-
spend a lot of time on that little bit to figure it out, but you know,
Well, it's also very hard. Captivate's very hard to use.
Yeah, it's
it?
a robust program for sure.
yeah.
Oh,
But I
wow.
think once you get the hang of it, then you know you'll use it more because you figured out how to use it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, I think we're all on the right path, and I think that we're going to get it all together. And after this week, I think this is our last journal this next week, and then we're just going to be doing our crits and just finishing up our projects.
Yeah. Yeah. It's already
Cool.
gonna be week 5.
Time flies, I'm
Oh
telling you.
gosh.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna stop recording so that way it's not way too long for everybody.
Okay.